This video chart presentation of Rye Patch Gold Corp. Rye Patch is listed on the Toronto Venture Exchange on ticker RPM. It's our Canadian technical stock to watch for Wednesday. See the stock closed up a little over 3% on Tuesday at 39.3 cents. One of the reasons we're presenting this chart today is because the stock's been basically stuck in a channel between 35 and 40 cents for the last month or so. Kind of slowly making higher lows, a little bit of a wedge pattern to it, but it's pushing on the upper end of that channel with Tuesday's close. Bollinger Bands are starting to tighten up. It's just time to keep a watch on this to see if it's going to break out or not and challenge some resistance up around 45 cents to try and break out of this wedge formation and start making some higher highs. I can see right off we got the MACD just trending right around zero. Neither the bulls nor the bears can take control of the trend, but the divergence is slightly to the positive side, saying that there was a bullish cross. Now I'll be looking for some continuation on this and for this to try and put some distance between the MACD and zero to show that the trend's truly going bullish. The slow stow, it's a gauge of momentum, pushing its way upward, riding just over top of 50 now. Again, it's a relatively neutral reading, but the bulls have a little bit of control. Now as I look for is just continuation of that trend. See this upward channel strengthen to show even stronger bullishness in the play. A money flow index down around 28, that's pretty low. That's measured on a 14-day basis. These red days right through here on slight increases in volume are part of the reason that the money flow's down low. And realistically not getting much from that indicator at this point. I'll want to see something like that to break back through 50 to show people are starting to pay higher prices for the stock, which is a bullish indication. 14-day relative strength index registering just about 53. Again, a pretty neutral reading, the struggle between the bulls and bears to gain control of momentum, but leaning towards the bullish side of things by being slightly over 50. So the indicators are really basically where I'd expect them to be, with the stock just trending sideways. I always want to take a look at them, though, for strong signs of negative divergence, which can be picked up by taking a look at the indicators. If you see a sharp dive off, which would tell me the stock price is being held up on small buys. Right now, everything's about equal, so I'd really lean towards the support and resistance, which I'm going to put right there at 35 cents on the lower side, and a breakthrough 40 cents on the upper side. There was a couple little moves through it, but it's pretty clear that's where the resistance really comes in. I'm not looking for a move just like this, that just barely pokes through that 40-cent mark. I'm going to look for an increase in volume and a definitive push through that level, which will help push these indicators of momentum and trend higher and strengthen the idea that the push is going to continue. Because I think if it can push through this 40-cent mark with any strength, the odds of it coming up here and challenging some resistance around 45 cents, which is a greater than 10% move, and even this top end up around 48 cents, are really increased. Because what I'm always looking for is overall uptrends in channels and chart patterns. Now I have to scale this out to a greater time frame to look for some static resistance, but I think from a trend line perspective, with a break of 40 cents, I think the odds are really strong it'll break through 45 and potentially come up here and make some new highs above 50 cents. I'd pay close attention to this support level at 35 cents because if the stock does break down, yes, it does pick up a little bit more around 34, 33 cents, but if it breaks through to the downside of this, I think the odds of it coming back down here and testing in the 20s are really increased as far as downside potential. I think it's a chart to keep an eye on in the near term, though, because I just don't believe that this channel will continue sideways for much longer. Given that the moving averages are pulling together and the Bollinger Bands are tightening, I'd expect a larger move one direction or the other to come in the near term, and as such, we'll be keeping an eye on Rye Patch to see where it goes from here. But as always, it's merely my interpretation of the RPM chart. I'm not a financial consultant and strongly encourage you to do your own proper due diligence. Consult with a qualified financial advisor before making any investment decisions. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Please visit the allpennystocks.com website to view the full disclaimer disclosure, and do not base any investment decisions on any material found on the website and/or its video chart. No person employed by All Penny Stocks, registered investment advisor, licensed broker dealer. Thank you for watching and trade smart.